So in Los Angeles, we are a city of stars, as you know. Movie stars and TV stars and athletic stars and tech stars and political stars. A lot of them. In sports, there is nobody close to as popular as Magic Johnson. Nobody's close. No Laker ever. Certainly no Ram. No Dodger. I've been in Staples Center when Magic Johnson, all these years later, just comes through the tunnel. The entire crowd stands. No, I'm not joking. The entire crowd stands to get a look at Magic Johnson. He is absolutely beloved, and there's nobody who has more impact in this city ever. Maybe it's Jordan in Chicago, Jeter in New York, but in Los Angeles, Magic talks and is critical, and he's rarely critical. Magic's a nice guy. Magic says nice things. Magic elevates others. But Magic Johnson went on Get Up, Mike Greenberg, Get Up yesterday, ESPN, and delivered this blow about LeBron, the general manager. By the way, DeRozan's averaging 28 a game, a career high. He's an all-star, and he has acknowledged earlier Lakers did him dirty. By the way, Magic's known this for a long time. Why did Magic now decide to go public? Because he is close with Jeannie Buss, a very strong woman. And Jeannie Buss said, Magic, I'm done taking all the heat for this. I'm tired of getting ripped by the media. Do me a solid. And so Magic Johnson went on ESPN. He got the go-ahead from Jeannie Buss. I'd like to thank Magic. I'd like to thank Jeannie Buss. And I'd like to thank the Lakers. They're taking their franchise back. And I'm pro-LeBron. I know all his associates. I like them all. I'm pro-LeBron. But, bro, this is L.A. This is not Akron. This is the Lakers, not the Cavs. You're old, not young. The Lakers are saying enough is enough. Jeannie Buss is saying, I've seen you dismantle 4 franchises, and we did it for you too. And I know you want to own a team. Michael Jordan does. And we're all for you owning a team. Not ours. Not now. This is the ultimate line in the sand as a franchise. Enough is enough. Remember at the All-Star break, Rob Pelinka and Clutch Sports battled. Multiple sources. I'm reading it here. Clutch was not happy with Rob Pelinka because Clutch Sports, which represents LeBron, called Pelinka and said, trade Wall for Westbrook. Wall in a first-round pick, Westbrook in a first-round pick for Wall. And Clutch Sports, that's what they wanted. They said the Westbrook deal, our client's getting crushed. Wall hates Houston. And Rob Pelinka said, no. No, we didn't want Westbrook. You guys wanted Westbrook, and you're going to have to live with this mess. We're not going to do a solid for LeBron. We did you solid. We wanted Buddy Hield. We wanted DeRozan. They wanted us. I mean, this is not, by the way, these are not rumors. It is understood in NBA circles. Buddy Hield and DeRozan were coming here instead of Westbrook. But LeBron, who has fallen into this too cool to care vibe this year, has distanced himself from this story. And Jeannie Buss said, enough. Okay, we're good partners. We're good partners. We appreciate the singular championship. But you and AD and Clutch Sports, we haven't won a single playoff series since you arrived in Los Angeles. That was a bubble. We didn't make any money for that. That was great for you. It wasn't great for us. Now, I'm blaming you, but we're not giving you credit for it. It's a championship. We got banners and retired jerseys. We got Wilt upstairs. We got Kareem upstairs. We got Shaq upstairs. We're the Lakers. We're not the Cavs. So we know you want to own a team. Not going to be ours. And so this was needed. It was necessary. And I've said this before. Jeannie Buss needs to get on the phone, move Westbrook at the end of the year, try to move AD, and build around LeBron if he is willing to play with younger players. He's never wanted to do that. He could have had, rookie Andrew Wiggins in Cleveland. He's like, give me Kevin Love. I don't want to play with kids. I don't want to teach him the game of basketball. And in his prime, he had every right to do that. But LeBron got called out. And when Magic talks, people listen. And Magic's known this is true for a year. Why is he delivering it now? Because Jeannie Buss said, enough is enough. We're taking our franchise back. How LeBron reacts to this is going to be fascinating. But it should be noted, Magic is significantly more popular than any athlete in this town and 1,000 times more popular than LeBron in Los Angeles. All right. So I am jaded as a college basketball fan. And the reason being is my first job out of college was in Las Vegas, and I covered Jerry Tarkanian and the Runnin' Rebels, arguably the greatest college basketball team of all time. And college basketball was different in the 80s and 90s. You could be Tim Duncan, Patrick Ewing. You'd come back for like your senior year. Now it's a very transactional sport. There are no great teams anymore. You'll have individual great players, but there are no more great teams. College basketball was so good in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It was so good in the 80s. There was once a team in Houston called the Cougars, Phi Slamma Jamma. You can look them up on YouTube. They had Akeem Olajuwon at center, Hall of Famer, Clyde Drexler at guard, Hall of Famer, Larry Michoud, Michael Young, look up Rob Williams. They couldn't win a championship. There was a St. John's team that had Mark Jackson, Chris Mullen, Walter Berry, Bill Winnington, Louis Carnesecca as a coach. They couldn't win one either. There were Georgetown teams with multiple NBA players, knocked off by Villanova, who had multiple NBA players. So as I watched Kansas win last night, I thought, this is not one of the top Kansas teams of all time. And I know nobody wants to hear that. I congratulate them. Bill Self is a great coach. They had more depth than Carolina, and they stayed healthier. But a couple years ago, the Raptors beat the Warriors in the finals, and I said, congratulations, you were healthier. I don't think you were better. I'm not sure, really, Kansas is better than Carolina, but they wear the crown, and they earned it. But I saw them get blown out at home by Kentucky, struggle with Miami, get blown out in the first half against Carolina, and then two of Carolina's guys got hurt. It's not a knock, but I'm jaded watching college basketball. I enjoyed the heck out of the last 3 weeks. There are no more great teams. I've talked to coaches privately about this. There are great players. Good God, folks. Kansas had Wilt. A couple years ago, they had Joel Embiid and Andrew Wiggins. The Danny Manning team's one of the best ever. But if you have a great coach, you stay healthy, have better depth than who you play in the tournament, and a couple of NBA guys, that's good enough to win today. It's not a knock on Kansas. But when I watch college basketball today, in my formative broadcasting years, I watched it when the sport was absolutely at its peak. When stars like Christian Laettner, Duncan Ewing, they came back like juniors, seniors. That's not the sport. It's highly transactional. I enjoyed the heck out of the last 3 weeks. And Kansas is a top 3 or 4 brand in the sport, and they deserve to be called champions today. They earned it. But my takeaway is I was watching two good teams. One fell apart physically. The other did not. And you get credit for that. Raptors and Kansas. It's not a shot. They deserve praise. But they've had Wilt and Embiid, Paul Pierce. And I don't think their prospects for the NBA are nearly as good as those players. But sometimes, we saw this a few years ago with the Buccaneers beating the Kansas City Chiefs. Were they better? Well, they were healthier. Were the Raptors better? They were healthier. Is Kansas better? They were healthier. And they wear the crown this morning. But I'll just tell you, sprained ankles are not good in basketball, and they got a couple of them, and I thought it changed the outcome of the game. And I'll get a lot of hate mail for that, but, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I saw. Bill Self is great. But I'll tell you, Hubert Davis, you got to be a pretty good basketball program. They weren't sure if Hubert Davis was the right guy to hire. When you can hire a guy as basketball coach and you're not even sure he's the best candidate and he gets you to the championship game, Carolina's future, along with Kansas, is really, really bright. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.